Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video in the sequence, and today we're gonna do some basic math that you can do in C++. So if you haven't watched the first two videos, it's alright, because I really want you to watch the first video, because in that video I explained how to start an NP project. So if you already know how to start one, you don't need to watch. So let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start everything from scratch. I think I explained in the last video what this line means. This basically allows you to get input from the user and output it into the console screen. Let's start with main function. It's where everything starts. Okay. So today we're gonna talk about data types. Data types is a way in which C stores numbers. And you can have your custom data types, but let's not worry about that. Okay, so math is all about numbers, so you need something to store them. C has a lot of data types, like integers. Integers is a fun kind. I'll talk about the others later, but let's focus on integers now. Okay, C recognizes integers by the name int. So I've just declared an integer variable. Named A, and it can store everything like -2, 1, 0, and all sorts of integers. I talked about the range of numbers that they can store later, but as of now, let's store something like 2 in it, and let's output it to the console screen. Okay, and let's use the trick I mentioned earlier to stop the program from exiting before we actually get the time to see it. Alright, you can do a lot of stuff with these integer variables. All sorts of basic math is possible, because as you can see, we have the 2 over here, and if I enter something and then press enter, so it's gonna exit. Okay, so that's not the end of the story. You can do whatever you want with it. You can even multiply two different numbers together, and so what basically gonna happen is it's gonna store the result of this in this, and then it's gonna output A. Okay, you can do whatever you want, like division and all this stuff. Okay, let's do it. In fact, 4/2. What's the answer? Come on. Well, it's 2, right? Okay, let's see if we can tell the next one. What do you think is gonna be? No, let's do this first. What is that? 1.5, right? Let's see if you're right. Well, it's 1. How did that happen? It's because C can store. The integer A can store just integers because it's of int type, and it cannot store numbers like floats, which are 1.5, 2.5, and so on, that have a decimal point, and that have something after the decimal point. We have a different type to store that. And let's do this. In fact, 2/4. So what do you think it's gonna be? Like 0.5, right? But by the analogy, it should be 0. Okay, so you can accomplish the same thing in a different way. In fact, you can declare as many variables as you want. Well, obviously that depends upon the capacity of your computer. But for the most purposes, it's almost unlimited. Okay, so as you can see, I declared 2 integers, A and B, and I assigned them the values 2 and 5 separately, and then I outputted the result of this to the console screen. You can do more of this, just declare another variable named C and store the result of the multiplication. Okay, let's say addition of A and B to the C, and up C to the screen. Looks wonderful, right? Alright, so you may think that what's so special when I have to write piece of code every time I want to calculate something and then run it. Well, what you can do on the other hand is to write your code beforehand and get these numbers during runtime from the user itself, and then calculate it. Alright, so for that you have to do this. Well, this basically distributes whatever you write, your numbers I mean, into A and B. Okay, this line will do. And there you gotta do just one thing more. I'll explain what it means. I'll explain what it means once I run the thing. Okay, let's get ready for the magic. Alright, so let's type 2, 3, and then press enter. As you can see, 5, and then I'll press enter again, and I'll just end the program. Let's do it once more. Okay, let's write some weird numbers. Okay, it has added them, and then I'll close that. Okay, so I'll explain to you what's going on. Okay, so up to here I think it's all clear. So what this line is basically doing is whatever you're writing, it is making sense of it and it is distributing it to A and B. So if I write these two numbers, so it's gonna put 2323 to A and 32323 to B, and this line is basically gonna ignore everything until the end of the well, this is called the new line character, which is basically the enter. So it's gonna ignore the space and the enter itself. Once I press it, okay, so it has ignored it. Now we are here. Now it's waiting for a character to be entered, and then it'll execute the next statement. Basically means it's gonna terminate the program. So, there you go. Okay, guys, just a simple tip to get rid of these STDs. What you can do is type this using namespace std, and now you can remove all of these STDs out from here, and the program will compile just as good as it was compiled before. Now look, well, I'll explain namespaces perhaps in some later video, but as of now, just go with it. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you in the next video.